So let's talk about the TRIAD. The TRIAD Trump, the Clintons, and the Bushes, and the Bin Ladens. Oh yeah, and the Khashoggis, and the Gabanafars, and Bobby Corson, and Bud McFarlane, Admiral Poindexter, Bill Casey, and the whole CIA swamp, the sewer, in good old uptown Houston and New York City. How about that, Donald Trump? You see, the Trump princess. Let's talk about the Trump princess and the uptown Houston gang. The TRIAD mafia in Houston, Texas, Donald Trump. You are the swamp, pal. You are the swamp. Because you see, Mr. Donald Trump, that whole gun-running, weapons trafficking mess that you and Hillary Clinton are deeply involved in is all part of the Iran-Contra and Charlie Wilson's war crap that they were running from good old Houston with the TRIAD. You want to talk about the TRIAD, Donald Trump, and all your financial connections to Deutsche Bank? The TRIAD and Deutsche Bank and Donald Trump. How about that, everybody? Isn't that just amazing? Donald Trump, you are the swamp. You are the sewer, Donald Trump, and you're caught. The Trump princess and your little pal, Adnan Khashoggi and Oliver North. You see, Mr. Trump, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. The good old Trump princess, the old Nabia or Nambia, what did Adnan could call it before you got the princess, the Nambia? Yeah. The weapons, all the ordnance that you and Hillary and the Bushes, you and Hillary and Obama and Eric Holder have been running all over the world, have caused huge numbers of people to be dead. Little children, mommies and daddies, grandmas and grandpas, dead. Slaughtered, Donald Trump. So when you want to talk about the swamp, let's talk about the TRIAD and Montgomery and Harris County, Texas. Oh, and let's not forget Waco and the Buffalo Airlines. Because you see, Mr. Donald Trump, you're part of the octopus. And that's for sitting senior federal district judge Lynn Hughes in Houston. Donald Trump is part of the octopus, the TRIAD of Houston, Vancouver, Salt Lake City, Los Angeles. Oh, I don't know. Let's go over there to Florida and up to New York City, Manhattan. Right, Donald Trump? The TRIAD's operating in Manhattan. You know, the Sultan of Brunei. You know the Sultan of Brunei, Donald Trump. You were part of the TRIAD. You were part of the TRIAD of evil. Boy, old Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. No wonder Hillary Clinton's walking free. No wonder she can destroy 33,000 State Department emails and destroy all the State Department devices and destroy all the State Department servers and run her secret little warfare operations out of her home up there on Long Island. Wow, man, you people are, holy God almighty. You know, the NRA president there, old Oliver North and Donald Trump, aren't you just big pals? With Gabanafar, Charlie Wilson, Senator John Tower, oh, let's see, John Connally, let's not forget FBI agent John Connally, and what was that? Oh, yeah, Whitey Bulger of the Winter Hill Gang out of Boston. And William Weld, and the list just goes on and on and on, from Roland Carnaby to Richard Secord. America, you've been punked by the swamp meister, Donald Trump. And for all of his little supporters out there that want to you know, stomp around like a bunch of criminals and a bunch of thug brown shirts, go to hell. Go to hell. You don't like it? Go to hell. Because you see, folks, the TRIAD, the Houstonian Estates slime of Poppy Big H. Bush and W. Bush and Hillary and Billy Bob Blowjob. The Clintons and the Bushes and the Trumps are all of the same stripe. They were all in bed with the TRIAD. You know, the Trump princess, Adnan Khashoggi. And let's see, Western Banks and John C. McCone. Western Banks, Houston, John C. McCone. Let's say that again. Western Banks, Houston, Westgate Investments, London, Zurich, Zug, and the Rita Labobetti Group, and Carlyle Group, and Bearing Point, and it just goes on and on and on, this sewer and swamp, Donald Trump. The sewer, the swamp, and the CIA. Oh, and the Nambia Trump princess. Now, people think that this video is a joke. Do a little research on the black operations, private little unconstitutional wars, and all that classified stuff that Daniel Inouye didn't want to talk about during the Watergate and the Whitewater and the Iran-Contra hearings. I said that right. Whitewater, Maplewood Farms, Arkansas Industrial Development Bank, Fort Hood, the airport at Mena, Arkansas, and Fort Hood, Texas, and the CIA's Southwest Depot, and Buffalo Airlines. How about that one, Donald Trump? Buffalo Airlines. Now, I know that the FBI and Jimmy Comey and old Robert Mueller covered all this bullshit up for you guys, but, well, it's the jig's up. The jig's up, because that Nambia or the Trump princess and your connections with Mr. Khashoggi, Mr. Trump, that makes you a member of a conspiracy, Mr. Trump. And you're responsible, just like all the other members of the conspiracy, like the Clintons and the Bushes and the Obamas and Eric Holder and Loretta Lynch and all this classified tarmac meeting bullshit, where they fixed the investigation and they pulled off the dogs from all the weapons and ordnance that Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama's State Department are flooding all over the world. You know, Manuel Noriega, Imelda and Ferdinand Marcos, the Contras, the Mujahideen, the Al-Qaeda, the ISIS, the Taliban. That swamp, Donald Trump. You know damn well what I'm talking about. Off-the-shelf corporations. Shelf corporations. Off-the-shelf, no oversight, do whatever we want to, completely black operations CIA. How about that, Peter Bruton? Isn't that fascinating? And Lacey Olson, the special investigative reporter from Houston, and Matt Bevins, and the Rolling Stone, and Matt Taibbi, and Occupy, and Anonymous, and all these other people that, well, let's take a real hard, long, deep look into the TRIAD and Trump. The TRIAD and Trump. Isn't this fascinating stuff? And all of his little Trump supporter, you know, brown shirt thugs that are running around all over the country